There will be no peace.
Yeah,
um,
I just love the fact that the UNSC was like, "Yo, Chief's our boy. She gets a pass."
yeah. Well, one of my favorite things is I know that any book that takes place uh post Covenant War, like they're talking about like statues of Master Chief everywhere. Like the world loves Master Chief. Meanwhile, Master Chief's like hunting his girlfriend
It's like
in deep space.
everyone's like, "We love Chief," and Chief is out in space like, "Cortana, fuck."
Cortana.
He's just looking for his girlfriend, his little blue girlfriend.
Yeah. Which is one of my issues with Halo. You know what, disturbs me most about Halo 5?
Hmm.
Is there was infinite potential there.
Oh yeah, there
I was
totally was.
fucking pumped. I was so pumped for Master Chief going on a journey, just like rogue, running around the galaxy, searching ancient Forerunner places, trying to figure out what, like just for a whisper of Cortana.
Yeah,
And what they gave us was, by the way, here's some exposition. Cortana's alive. Chief is looking for them, and we grabbed a bunch of Spartan 4s and that one dude from ODST, who we turned into a Spartan 4, that you don't care about, and they're gonna look for Chief. And then they exposition at you for 5 hours.
it's such a like
With
it had
with worse combat than Halo 4, which was the weakest combat of any game so far.
it just boggles my mind like how like how much marketing went into this game, and it had so much
It was like
potential.
for a different game too.
Yeah, it
It
was
was
like
like the marketing was for a different game, and it's just the storytelling dropped the ball, the music dropped the ball, the dialogue performance for the first time in Halo history dropped the ball. Well, not the first time. There
they
was that one ship in Halo 2.
oh yeah, there was that one
A
ship in
ship of
Halo.
bad
Yeah,
voices.
it's just oh yeah, that ship gets the bad voices. But like
Uh,
I like because like I know you haven't played ODST yet, but like Buck is such a great character in
oh, I
ODST,
know.
and he even
I
like
know he as an actual character. But
and
I don't even know if he delivers more than 3 lines in Halo 5.
which is criminal because like well
Not he's a fan favorite character for one,
yeah,
and
and
for two, he is the only recognizable character in that half of the game.
and he gets like 5 lines. That's about it, and the writing is so
He's a
shit.
veteran. He's a veteran ODST, and you have him working side by side with Sangheili, and no one talks about that.
Yeah,
How interesting is that idea that after the war's over, of you're sending veteran soldiers to go help the Sangheili?
there's just so much potential even in
So
just
much
that small.
potential, and it's just none of it.
Just none of it.
It's there.
They just breeze. They just completely breeze over it.
You want to know my favorite thing about all the Halo Infinite marketing?
Hmm.
It's just all of it is just ignoring Halo 5 so far.
It's just like
Nah, no, we're gonna go build on the Halo Wars plotline because, you know,
it's like Halo 5 was so shit that we're literally building off of a fucking RTS game. That's not even in the main line.
that really niche thing that people don't talk about. Please ignore the fact that I like RTS games. Please ignore the fact that I was playing an RTS game before I joined this.
And honestly, like I've seen gameplay of like Halo Wars 2 and it looks like a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I would thoroughly love those games if I ever, you know, paid for them. But I'm just gonna play some more Stellaris in the distance.
But like yeah, like all the marketing for Halo Infinite so far has literally just shown the Halo, Chief, and that's about it.
And Beard Guy.
And our beard boy.
Yeah. Who is by far my favorite character post Halo 3.
That's
I'm also including that one random scene they added in the MCC that was the Arbiter like saying, "Have you ever heard of Halo 2?"
just he's just like, yo, I'm looking for Chief, and then Arbiter's like, have you ever heard of Halo 2?
There were so many sniper jackals. You're making a mistake. Please stop trying to hunt Chief.
You're making a
Also,
mistake.
what the fuck was that fist fight? Like, we went over how a Spartan 2 should not only be like a foot taller than Spartan 4s, but
Should also be so fast and like
so fast and so strong that he should have like breathed in Locke's direction and he should have just died.
yeah, like literally that fight shouldn't even had gone how it went. It should have just
Like
been
you,
like Chief looks at him and Locke just fucking crumples to the floor.
we just spent 4 games determining how much of an absolute badass Master Chief is. 4 games determining that this man single-handedly saved the universe on multiple occasions against things that the Forerunners couldn't win against. You know, that was basically God.
Literal a race of gods, and this man just fucking went through all of it.
With a green shirt and a machine gun. Unless you're playing Halo 1, in which he used a pistol.
Yeah,
Which may or may not have secretly been an artillery cannon, but don't talk about that.
uh just uh
No. No, we can rant about Halo 5 all day, but that's no fun.
that is no fun because literally everything that needs to be said about Halo 5 has been said by multiple people.
The multiplayer was fun. People liked it.
It got really
The
competitive.
campaign was cancer,
Yeah.
and it threw away Halo 4. There we go. We summarized Halo 5. Oh, I'm sorry. We need to Warden Eternal, but 7 times.
And the only I think like the only good thing that came out of that was its Forge.
Memes.
Well, yeah, Forge and memes.
Memes. Memes.
Uh,
Anyway, what's your favorite Halo game?
my favorite?
Yeah.
Honestly, right now I'm stuck between CE and ODST.
Cool. That's neither of my choices.
And like both are like for very different reasons, but like
Yeah. Yeah. No. The CE is very much an experience. It's a pure experience. But Jesus Christ, that game has a lot of cancer in it.
yeah, it does. Like Rocket Launcher
Yeah.
Flood and
Rocket launcher.
eh,
Like sending like I think there's like 3 rocket launcher flood in a hallway at each corner after you had to fight 2 on a bridge.
it's just it's literally just a fuck you moment in the game.
I, it's not it's one of many.
It is one of many. Oh, what's
Actually, I'm pretty sure that was 4 in a row right there. Um, but no, it's a fantastic game. It's 100% worth playing, and it's fun.
yeah, and for like
It's
my
honest to God.
and it for like my reasoning for ODST, well one the
Is it the music?
one the soundtrack is absolute banger. It is so banger. But also like the characters, while they are very Joss Whedon writing, there's they're still great. They're still great characters. They're still
They're
memorable
enjoyable
characters.
characters. I don't know if I'm ever going to call a Halo character great outside of the core cast,
That's understandable.
but uh, I have heard that they make likable characters, and that's the important part.
Yeah, ODST is it's a fun game. It's not very long, and what's also really cool is throughout like the in between section of like the main story missions, there's always like that semi open world mission. It's literally just called Mombasa Streets, where you can go around and find like these audio recordings of like
Oh, that's neat.
what
That's
was actually,
fantastic.
yeah, of like what it was like when the Covenant invaded New Mombasa from the perspective of like this
Of random cities,
of
right?
actually if it's of like this really smart girl trying to get out of the city, and
So, like a scientist or an engineer or something, or is it just a civvy?
it's literally a civvy that's like the daughter of, I don't know, some important person, but like,
Someone who's important.
yeah, but
But
like it's
yeah,
such,
no, that's interesting. That's cool. That's kind of like how Doom had a bunch of audio logs of like people reacting.
yeah, but like
Although
you
some of it was cheese.
yeah, but like those audio recordings, like they're you can like they're like you can like find them around like when you're on your way to the next mission, and like they're just like, I always go and listen to them while I'm on my
Oh
way
yeah,
fighting through coveys.
yeah. It's kind of like how in the Metro games, there's a sequence where you can stop and go through a small section with the scorpion spiders from hell,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and I do it every time.
I think I've done that
Do it
every
every
time I've
time. It's
played.
100% optional. I don't think you get like anything of note out of it, but I do it every time
Yeah,
because, to be perfectly honest, it is just so fun.
but yeah, like you really should play ODST. It's a good time.
Yeah, yeah, I know. It's on the list. Um,
What's your favorite?
Halo 2.
How did I fucking know that?
Because we've discussed this before. What do you mean?
That's true.
It's right there in the script.
It's right.
There is no script.
There's no.
Uh, yeah, no, Halo 2 is my favorite
Honestly,
easily
like it
because it
has.
has the best combat.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
That that's my sense. It has the best combat.
It also
Halo 3, you don't really fight elites a lot, and it shows.
it really does show.
Also, I think they may have um, downgraded the AI slightly for Halo 3. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah,
Don't take my word
I'm
for
not
it.
sure about that either. But I also
When I
think,
played through these games, I played through all of them on heroic, and
as you probably
yeah,
should.
the sniper jackals were fucking cancer, but it was a cancer I enjoyed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you're playing through Halo, I'd say like for the first time, it'd probably be like best to be playing it on like
normal or heroic,
normal or heroic, depending on your background with first
first
person.
person shoot.
Yeah,
Although it should be noted that if you're used to modern first person shooters, they play heavily differently.
that is true. If you're more used to like, I'd
If
say
you're
pre
if you
2013.
if you're used to post post the COD overtaking Halo
Yeah,
type games, um, it's a totally different type.
it is.
Bullet magnetization, for one, the fact that you're not using pinpoint accuracy for most of your weapons,
Hmm.
which is actually one of my favorite mechanics. The fact that the assault rifle goes, you're gonna shoot somewhere in this circle.
It's just like you're just gonna shoot lead in this general direction.
Yeah. Which is why I love the Halo C's assault rifle the most, is it has double the magazine of every other assault rifle. And it just builds into the mechanic of this is the least accurate weapon in the game so well.
Yeah, it's just like it'll
It's just
it'll hit
dump
somewhere.
ammo.
It'll hit somewhere within this circle, and you have 60 rounds. You have 60 tries to hit something.
You have 60 tries, and they are counting down rapidly.
Oh yeah, that the assault rifle that fire rate is more akin to like I don't know,
It's not what you would generally consider an assault rifle fire rate. It's a lot closer to what would be the
like an SMG.
what I'm going to classify as a rapid SMG.
Yeah,
There are three types of SMGs. There are burst fire SMGs, which aren't really SMGs because they don't act like SMGs,
no,
but they exist. And then there are heavy hitting SMGs, and then there are rapid SMGs. Heavy hitting SMGs would be things like the Peacemaker from Black Ops 2,
yeah,
the PDW from Black Ops 2.
yeah,
Uh, like in the like the
like the UMP.
like an MP4 World at War compared to like or you know
Like
it's
or
slow,
like
it hits hard
yeah, like or like the UMP 45 in Modern Warfare 2.
in any game ever.
Yeah,
Compared to things like the Thompson from World at War, compared to things like
the MP7 in
an
Black
MP7,
Ops 2.
anything ever.
Yeah,
It's the difference between I'm gonna slowly chug through enemies to I'm gonna dump a mag in a half a second.
yeah,
It's a notable difference, but you usually see the slow fire rate in assault rifles or medium fire rate in assault rifles. You almost never see fast firing assault rifles.
you like never see like 950 rounds a minute out of an assault rifle.
I think the FAMAS pulls off something higher than that actually.
I think it's
But I
somewhere
think
near
the
1,000.
Yeah, I've seen some numbers say 1200. It depends on the game actually. But a lot of games also make the FAMAS burst fire because they can't balance it if they keep that high fire rate. Um, because most assault rifles sit somewhere between the 600 to the 750 rounds per minute,
Yeah,
and anything lower than that is, just not seen in modern warfare anymore. It shows up in some World War II guns, but not many. I think it's literally just like the DP-28 and whatever holdover from World War One you got.
yeah,
But that's like the standard in World War One, which is what made Battlefield One so much fun for me. But we're not talking about that right now.
yeah.
We're talking about Halo and how Halo 2 is my favorite Halo because it has the best story out of all three Halo games.
Best writing.
Best writing. You have a man questioning his. Well, he's actually a giant lizard monster, but
He's the coolest lizard monster.
he is. You have the Arbiter becoming the Arbiter because Fel Vadim or Vadim or whatever his name is.
Yeah, something like that.
He took out like hundreds of colonies. He was the guy when it came to murdering humans. And then he's like, "Oh shit."
Oh shit, this fucking green dude as tall as I am just took out this fucking sacred ring.
No. He was there for that and he got demoted for that.
Oh yeah.
But really the big moment is he's like, "Hey, the genocide I've committed was for the wrong reasons. I've been lied to, and they've made me commit these sins. I'm going to pay them back for it." The betrayal of the brutes is a powerful moment for me because I was vibing with Fel, with the Arbiter.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Master Chief is like, I guess I'll try and save Earth for a bit.
He's just like, ah, fuck, here we
before
go again.
promptly before promptly, jumping to another ring and saving the universe again,
Yep.
where he comes in contact with the flood, but this time it's an intelligent flood,
Yeah.
which is terrifying.
It's terrifying because now
The
there's just like,
concept of this, this thing that in the last game was just a never-ending primordial force of death. The concept that this thing that would end all life in the galaxy can have a conversation with you.
and can grow even more intelligent the more biomass it consumes.
That's scary in itself, but the real terror is it knows what it's doing. It understands the concept of right and wrong. It That's the terror of it. The terror that
It's terrifying.
a person could potentially do that. It's no longer a faceless monster. It's now a character that just so happens to be a faceless monster. But no, I mean, being forced to be allies with your enemy this whole time was neat.
Yeah.
And the fact, but the only, and having to give up Cortana at the end was the legitimate emotional moment for us.
Yeah, because we're just like, no, we don't want to leave her behind.
You don't want to do that. The promise of getting Cortana back at the beginning of Halo 3 is something that characters immediately latch onto, that the player immediately latches onto. Because, well, Cortana's been by our sides through all of our troubles and our difficulties, and she's a likable character and even a good character.
And then
She got us through 2 games, and she was willing to sacrifice herself so we can see the end of the last one.
and throughout literally almost all of Halo 3, she's not there. And it's noticeable.
Yeah, for the first half.
It's
For the first half, you're not acting with Cortana. And I didn't realize it at the time, but I felt kind of lost.
Yeah.
Like I was missing something. Like I was just going with the flow until we got Cortana back, and then we were vibing for the sake of the universe.
We were vibing for the sake of the universe.
But the reason why I pick Halo 2 over Halo 3 is brutes are shit enemies.
They are. They're just less interesting. Elites.
Would you like to know why? They're not. That's not the problem. They are 100% as interesting as the elites. What you're doing is being a weeaboo and you like the swordsman more. the discount space samurai.
They are cool.
The brutes are very cool. They're very interesting. The concept of taking basically a bunch of barbarians and giving them space age tech is fascinating.
Yeah, what I was saying is like
it was even well executed. Their boss is Tartarus is the best villain character in the entire series, with the exception of the Flood, because the Gravemind has all of the cool quotes.
Yeah.
But the issue is gameplay.
Yeah, that's what I was like trying to say. But in terms of gameplay, they're like not as fun to fight.
They're not, but do you know why?
Why?
Brutes don't have energy shields.
Yeah, they just have armor.
They have an armor system which acts as an energy shield. But the issue with that is it doesn't regenerate. Which means that you can just do some damage and back off. And then do some damage and back off. Where in previous games, you had to kill that elite, or else
he would have his shields back.
You would have wasted. You've wasted your ammo. You've put yourself out of position. I mean, you needed to be more decisive in Halos 1 and 2.
Whereas
it was a more entertaining combat. While in Halo 3, it just shoved a bunch of brutes at you, which died easier, and their AI was worse. They were less interactive.
Yeah.
They did a lot more just run at you and yelling.
Yeah.
I think I've only ever died once to a brute that went enraged, and that was the first time it happened, and it never happened again.
Yeah, because they're pretty easy to take care of.
Yeah. So that's why I say Halo 2 is the best. It has better combat than Halo 3. And I like the story more.
Yeah.
Even though Halo 3 is the ending of that story. I like middle points more than I like endings, which is
Yeah.
why I like the promise of revenge. I like the concept of righting wrongs more than I like actually seeing them being done. Which is a weird thing to say, but
Yeah.
middle points make or break a story.
That's true. Cause like
You can have a shitty beginning.
you could have
You
a,
can even have a shitty end.
but as long as that middle's good, ooh, Millie.
But as long as you have a solid base middle to keep us there and promise us that the end will be good, even if it's not, it's worth it.
Cause like
Although Halo 3 does have the best ending of any Halo game.
yeah, it does.
Halo 1's Warthog run is kind of shit, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it's over. I think
Halo
it's,
3's Warthog run is the best thing in the entire series.
yeah. I can agree with that. But yeah, like the middle of like pretty much like the middle of everything kind of like dictates whether like people stay
If you have
with
a
it.
bad middle, it doesn't matter if you have a good ending.
Yeah.
If you have a bad middle, it doesn't mean that you started off well. It doesn't matter.
Cause like that I can think of, like not just like in terms of like games, but also movies. Like Halo has a Halo because Halo 2's great. Um, what else is? Empire Strikes Back is amazing.
Empire Strikes Back many consider to be better than the original Star Wars. Those people are wrong,
Those people are
but I
wrong.
understand where they're coming from.
Um, the
Those people are wrong.
The Dark Knight, best out of the all three of the Nolan Batman movies.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Um, what else that I can think of? But yeah, like if you have like a pretty decent or good beginning, or even like a bad beginning, like that middle part.
This isn't a universal truth. You can get away with a mediocre middle.
That's
You
true.
just can't have a god awful middle.
Yeah, if it's god awful, then it's fucked.
The rising action is more important than the climax.
Yeah.
Because if you have a shitty rising action, your climax won't feel earned. And if you have a great rising action and a shitty climax, it also does devalue the rising action.
Yeah.
But I've always felt that the journey of how you get somewhere is more important. It's kind of like the book Hatchet. I
Yeah.
adore that book,
That's a good
but the
book.
ending is shit. The ending of that book is horrible.
It is horrible.
It is a giant just deflation of, oh, he turned on the radio at some point and they found him.
Yeah.
No, not even that. They just landed on the lake and he was like, hey. They were like, hey. And then it was over.
And then yeah, then it was over.
There was a subplot about a divorce and everything, and that's just kind of like they just glossed over that.
Yeah, they did just gloss over that.